Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me in the middle of the night is Trisha Ghoshal and Ishan Shahane, a thumping 68-run victory from India. And guess what? India are through to the finals with a very, very convincing win. They gave us a little scare in the first innings. We were all thinking, are there enough runs on the scoreboard? But there you have it, 68 runs. That's not a small margin by any measure, and India have finally done it. No chokers, no nothing, no tags to behold. India have made it to the finals now, and they will face South Africa. Trisha, I'd like to start with you. Um, Actually, I'd like to start with Ishan first. Ishan, because they have a flight, they are traveling to the airport right now. They may have missed a little bit of the match, but you caught the good parts, I think, at this point. But when you look back on the match, Ishan, especially the first innings, were you scared?
Uh, you know what? To be honest, I like there wasn't any sort of fear, but I think this team, the way they handle themselves, has just been very extremely clinical in my regards. I feel this team has worked well together. Of course, Shivam Dube is getting out on that first ball, probably not the best thing that's happened to them. But besides that, this whole team has come together really well. What they put on board honestly felt like it was enough, and I think the bowlers really backed that total splendidly well. So I think hats off to the bowlers, and constant wickets. They didn't let England breathe. I think if they give them some sort of a breathing space, maybe they could have possibly come back into this game. But there were constant wickets coming. Akshar Patel, Bumrah. So I think all these constant wickets really built that pressure on that England batting lineup and didn't let them breathe, which is one of the reasons I think we managed choking that England team.
Yeah, one of those no network zones. We will be getting that because they are traveling to the airport.
Am I here?
Yeah,
Am I here? Still, yeah.
yeah.
It just showed that this is the top team which wants to play, which wants to go on and probably go on and win the finals, because it seemed very sorted that in that sense. So I think they're looking good signs. However, that final test is still there, and it's going to be interesting to see how they take on South Africa.
Absolutely. And Trisha, same question to you. When you look back on the first innings, when we had 171 runs on the scoreboard, there was a time when, you thought, will we have enough runs on the scoreboard? Because wickets were falling. There was a little bit of a collapse. Shivam Dube, especially if we talk about Shivam Dube, Virat Kohli, those wickets concerned me a lot, at least personally. Looking at that, you always think, are we 15 runs short? Are we 20 runs short? But when that first innings ended, did you have a doubt?
Actually, no. I thought the moment we crossed 160, we were fine. Because, the St. Lucia pitch was different. This was not that easy a pitch to bat on, and especially in the second innings, it would get tougher because the pitch will slow down. The pitch had to slow down because of the rain. And also, if you actually notice in the first half, towards the end, yes, we lost wickets. Yes, the part where the scoring became difficult, it was because of the uh, of the fact that the pitch was stopping.
Hmm.
And when I saw that, the moment I did think that, you know what, we have Bumrah who can bowl very good slower balls, cutters, and has been doing that consistently in this World Cup. And then the three spinners. If you remember, Gargi, when we were initially discussing that when Indian team is coming to West Indies, should we drop either of Jadeja or Akshar? Because Akshar was doing well, the question was Jadeja. And I had said in one of the lives that, in West Indies, the most difficult spin to play is that side spin with pace, which is what both Akshar and Jadeja
Do well.
do. And that actually worked for us because it has worked in CPL. That is where I said it from. And hence, when we actually got 170, if I'm being very honest, I thought we are winning it. Yes, but I never thought we are winning it by 60 runs. I have been telling this over and over again, and I think I go with what we had said in our pre show. I did not think the match will be this one sided, honestly.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
while Ishan said that kudos to our bowlers, but here I would say kudos to the England batters as well for playing school level cricket in a World Cup semi-final. The
I
Moeen
mean
Ali
that
dismissal.
run out, Adil Rashid, come on, Liam Livingston, Adil Rashid, that was such an
No,
important
Jofra Archer.
wicket.
It was Jofra Archer
It,
and Liam Livingstone. I do not know why Jofra Archer thought his wicket was more important than Liam Livingstone's wicket. It was a very
and it
interesting
wasn't
thought.
even his call. It wasn't even
I
his
know.
call.
And to be honest, when Josh Butler also started off, he was playing some good cricketing shots. He didn't have to try that reverse sweep and try something out of the
Exactly.
box. They were in a good situation. He was playing some good shots. He had played a couple of boundaries in the over before. He was looking good.
And they
Unnecessarily
were
trying to
going
play
at.
something which is yeah.
And Ishan, you know what? The required rate was 9 runs per over, and they were actually not nine. It was close to nine because it's 172 was the target, and they were going at that rate. Why are you, playing a stupid shot just because it's T20 cricket? That's my problem. When people talk about modern day T20 cricket, if you're playing straight and getting, look at Rohit Sharma. How many reverse sweeps has he played? We keep talking about modern day T20 cricket, and this man has been in sublime form. And look at the shots that Rohit is playing. He is using timing, not brute power. There's
All
a
right,
lot to
guys, I've
learn
just
from him.
reached my apartment. I have to pack my
Yeah,
bags. I'll pack my bags, come back in the car, and we'll do the live while we go to the airport. Can't miss the flight.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
sure, sure.
No, please don't miss the flight.
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye. Okay,
right.
all right. It's just the two of us now. So hopefully we won't bore our viewers. We never do. I mean, our conversations are chaotic enough to never bore anyone.
I
But
know.
Shagnik is saying Nicolo colonialism.
निकल गए तो 15 अगस्त 2000 बोल रही हूँ मैं 1947 को निकल गए वो लोग बट
You know, in one of the fan packages, fan vox pop that Ishan sent, I believe, there was this one person who was yelling, Simon, go back.
To be very
Indian
honest, Gargi, I
fans.
do understand these sentiments because I remember.
Yeah.
So blue, I really like the color blue, and the if you see the English women jersey, that blue is extremely. I like that blue. So when I
Yeah.
went to Birmingham for the fifth Test match, and there was this, jersey 143 was average first inning score. I agree with you. I thought anything above
Yeah.
150 was
Those are
competitive.
Bappa.
Then yeah, was above par, and then Hardik just took it one notch above, and we reached 170, which was fantastic. Getting back to the story, I was telling my father, I really like this jersey. Can I buy it? And my father was like, "You buy England jersey, you stay in England." I'm like, "Oh my god." So I do understand a
I
bit of this.
understand the sentiment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
colonialism
There's
thing.
still a lot of rage when it comes to that. I don't think we will ever get over that. And
We should not.
justified.
Yeah, we
Very
should not.
justified.
Why? How can we forget it? Akshar Patel, what a performance. Rohit Sinok was match winning in hindsight. Let's win this trophy this time. I do think, sports fan, that the trophy is coming home. And I'm
Yeah.
saying this in England style. I do think that the trophy is coming home. While
Looks
I'm
very
not taking
likely.
South Africa lightly, but I still think that, honestly, I think I've repeated this over and over again, that a team with fantastic bowlers, Rohit, Kohli have always been part of the team, and they have done well. Can't take anything away from Rohit, Kohli, each one
Yeah.
of them. Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, everybody has contributed. But when you look at the bowlers, we have a very, very, very good bowling lineup. And if you have a very good, if you have good batters, you're gonna reach the finals. But if you have good bowlers, you're actually gonna get the tournaments, get the trophies. You're gonna get the tournaments. You're gonna get the trophies. I mean, so I do think that the World Cup is coming home. I was a little nervous for today's game, but I'm so glad that it turned out the way it did. I mean, we have
Yeah,
smashed
actually,
England.
you
Don't
talk
say we
about
have
the
beaten England. We have just thrown them out of West Indies. We have said just go.
yeah. Better take a flight back and go home.
Absolutely.
And Rohit Sharma will not miss his chartered flight either. I think
Absolutely.
they're on
Because
time. Everything's happened, perfectly. The stars have aligned for India. But when you talk about the fact that the Indian bowlers have the way that they're bowling, something's different this time. Trisha, I just feel like something's different, as in a good way. That everything seems to have clicked for this team. Yes, we're not getting a few performances. Yes, some positions are still a little bit, dicey when it comes to Virat Kohli, when it comes to Shivam Dube. They're not performing, runs are not coming in. But either way, I think something is different in this bowling lineup because compared to the last World Cup, the ODI World Cup, I don't think us as fans had this much confidence in the team going into the finals, even though they were unbeaten.
yes, because when you play in West Indies and
Hmm.
when we played in USA, actually the conditions played into our hands a little. West Indies is slow turning tracks where also if you have the height you can get that bounce. One of the
Yeah,
Jandu balls bounced awkwardly. Um, so that this part suits our spinners, and the other part actually suited our pacers. To be very honest, I know a lot of people are talking about Bumrah, but I think Bumrah alone wouldn't have got to it. I think
yeah,
that's where Arshdeep and Hardik Pandya have done so well. Uh, you know, because Bumrah was always a world class bowler. It's not like in 2023 he wasn't a world class bowler. Bumrah has always been in a league of his own. But I think what has mainly changed is the fact that bowlers are bowling in continuous partnership, and whoever Rohit is getting, they're so involved and they know their roles completely. Like you can literally see that Jadeja is not there to pick up wickets, but Aksar is there to pick up wickets. Kuldeep is attacking, so that whole clarity of roles and the clarity of where I stand in the team, that helps. I think in fact the two people who aren't performing well are the ones who have no clarity, because you were talking about, you and I were actually having a chat about Virat Kohli, right? If you see the way Virat Kohli is approaching his batting, I mean, he just has no clarity. What is he trying to do? What was he trying? What was he even trying to do? Like, he's
we
trying
don't
to
know.
belt every single ball out of the park in a slow pitch. For what joy? And it's not like, yes, there's something like if you don't have the other game. Like for example, I don't think Shivam Dube has that side to him where he can carry the innings on his own. But Virat can. Why was Virat? And that six, it was so good. The drive against Pakistan was so good. So you can't say that this guy is out of form, because out of form means it will just not connect. He's
Yeah,
just playing stupid strokes and keeping himself away from runs. When I say this, please don't start trolling him saying he's being selfish. He's actually being unselfish. He's trying to get more runs, but he also has to understand that certain roles suit certain people. He, even be it Rohit Sharma, be it Virat Kohli, they're not going to hit sixes from ball one. That's not who they are. They can take two, three balls, because once they settle in, I promise you, Gargi, you will not get a more dangerous pair than Roko. You won't.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's absolutely true because Rohit, with the way that he's aggressive, that he's aggressing, is incredible. And Virat Kohli, can hold the innings for 15 overs if it means, staying there for 15 overs. If he sets his mind to it, Virat Kohli does it. We've seen him do that hundreds of times. But this time, I don't know what's happening. Honestly, I think that he's trying to, pace his innings really fast. And he's trying to sort of match Rohit
Correct.
Sharma in a way, and it's just not happening
Not
for him.
even that. I think he's trying to be the aggressor, which he doesn't need
Aggressive.
to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
which he doesn't need to be. And if he is mixing, I mean, it's sort of too much to say this, because Virat obviously is a legend of the game. But somehow I feel he's taking this whole I'm an opener, I have to give an explosive start in a very very wrong way. Where there's something. By the way, you can remove the sports fans comment. It's there for the last 15
Oh,
minutes.
sorry, my bad. it sort
Um,
of blended in the back, and I forgot about
Yeah, sorry, Gargi ma'am. I don't think Kohli is an issue. It's just matter of him getting a flat pitch and he will immediately score runs. Shongbit, I agree with you and I disagree with you both. Though it was for Gargi ma'am, but can I agree and disagree with him? The point
it.
is, Shongbit, I don't think it's a flat pitch problem. Because if you say that he will get a flat pitch and score runs, you are actually saying that Kohli can't
You're
score runs without a
discrediting.
flat pitch.
You're
Yes, and
discrediting.
Shongbit, not Virat Kohli, buddy, but I know what you're saying, and I completely agree with you. The part which I agree to is, I don't think Kohli is a problem because he's not out of form. What he needs to work on is his mindset, the way he's approaching his innings. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take some more questions. There are not many, but Mayank Madan is saying play Jaiswal at the top if you don't trust Dube. That will make Kohli at three. See, this is something I think we've discussed hundreds of times now, but it just doesn't seem like the management wants to
no,
get.
don't change your playing
Yeah,
11 unless there is
not
an
now.
injury in the final.
Not for the
It's done
finals.
and dusted. Even if we lose the final, I'm okay with it. But you can't suddenly, change your playing 11. Uh, and saying Kohli is comfortable at three, Kohli is comfortable opening as well. Who has said Kohli isn't comfortable opening? He is
Yes.
not in discomfort. There is a little bit of adjustment, there is a little bit of mindset change. You also have to understand he has not opened for India long. So when you're talking about just bringing Jaiswal, Kohli has opened for India in this World Cup. It's not like he has been opening for India for years now, and then suddenly you're getting him at number three. It's the other way around, right? Yes, it's the World Cup, so probably it's looking pretty bad, but the truth is, again, I completely agree with Shongbit on this. I don't think Kohli is part of the problem. I think there is only one problem in the Indian team, and I don't know what to do with him. That's Shivam Dube.
When it comes to Virat Kohli, I would also like to say that what was I saying? Sorry, it's too late in the night. I've completely okay. Yes, I was saying the fact that he does not look out of touch. You see, there's a difference. He's trying
Exactly.
something and it's not being executed.
Correct.
That's the
Correct.
thing. It's not like कि उसकी बैट पे बॉल नहीं आ रही है या or he's not connecting the shots. He's doing everything perfectly. It's just he's trying something that doesn't suit his type of game, or it's not being executed. That's all. That's the only difference. It's like you're trying to write but in a different handwriting. So and you're trying to master a handwriting that is not yours. It's like that.
Right.
In simple words, look, Dex is here again, asking to take the questions, but he's not sent a question.
Dear Trisha, কিছু বলুন, কিছু বললাম। Uh, and Gargi, our questions now, please. Acha, I'll search where is your question?
No question. You can search now.
Maybe
There aren't many.
you want us to like guess what could be your question and answer? I'm not very sure. Do you want to play this guessing game? Because it's pretty late in the night for a guessing game. So maybe why not straight up send us questions which we can answer, right?
Yeah. No, he likes to do this. He used to do that in my previous organization as well. He used to be a regular viewer there as well. So this is something
Dex.
I know. I know that he does. We've
Uh,
gotten picked
Techie Trio,
multiple
just
times.
a second, sorry, Gargi. Techie
Yeah.
Trio official, where is Ogni and Boryada? They are in Rev Sports Bangla doing the Bangla live. Um, why don't you use two devices? In one, keep the Bangla live open. In the other, keep the English live open. That would be perfect.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the game a little bit more. Do you think the English bowlers were just not penetrative enough at this point?
Yes, I think they didn't. The change of paces didn't come. The cutters didn't come much. The bouncers did not come much. And there were no Yorkers. In short, what I'm trying to say is the lack of variation cost them. They were
Yeah,
extremely predictable. And Gargi, I know it's a little late, but you're forgetting comments on the screen.
right.
So the point is, I think, that has been the difference between Indian bowlers and any other team's bowler. I mean, many other teams, they haven't tried the variation as much. Like for example, Mitchell Stark, in that spell where Rohit literally killed him.
Yeah,
He kept bowling. He kept trying to get the swing and bowling up to Rohit, whereas Rohit has been dismissed by left armers only in that back of a length area, which we call as bell trimmer length. It is just back. It's absolutely between back of a length and shortish length. So the
yeah.
batter has to the length that Reece Topley bowled to Virat Kohli today. That is the length where the batters get into problem. But Mitchell Stark kept bowling up to Rohit and kept getting hit. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. When you have good bowlers, and all of them, be it Arshdeep Singh, be it Bumrah, each one of them has brought in those variations, which I don't think English bowlers did, and that is where they seemed extremely flat, honestly.
And obviously, okay, we have a question here. Songbeat saying, Trishadi, why don't you? I'll read it. I constantly told you people that Dubai is a one-dimensional Laparu. Laparu.
Lapa Lapado, I think what he means is basically a
Yeah, yeah, we
baseball
got it.
player.
We're just not.
Yeah,
We can't explain it in English as well.
yeah.
Who will not be able to score against international bowlers once in a blue moon? Maybe he will hit a few, but that's it.
But Shongbit, even if you told us, we are accepting it. But my question is, we didn't select the Indian team, so we honestly couldn't have done anything. It's not like Ref Sports asked India to select Shivam Dube, right? In fact, we have continuously said that it was an extremely, extremely wrong call to have Shivam Dube in place of Rinku Singh. But you also have to understand, once the team is selected, to go after a player continuously is not something we wanted to do. We always wanted to give him a chance. Again, now let's get to the USA leg. We In the USA leg we did criticize him, but not completely, because the USA leg was tough. It was very, very tough for batters. So someone like Shivam Dube, who is a hitter, it was going to be tougher. In the West Indies leg, it's very difficult now to change the team, because we kept saying that probably, against against Bangladesh, they will be getting in Sanju Samson in place of Shivam Dube, which did not happen. But once we were through the Bangladesh game, then you cannot expect a Shivam Dube being changed, because it's Australia, it was England, and now it's South Africa, and the World Cup is over. So last three matches, do you really want to change him? And then the other thing, Shonbit, I'll tell you why getting in Sanju Samson isn't that easy. Because if you get in Sanju Samson, you then have three righties in the middle order, which is where the bowlers will get a line to stick to. When you have three righties continuously in in Surya Kumar Yadav, Sanju Samson, and Hardik Pandya. Also, I don't know if see, the problem is you have to unsettle the bowlers, which means then you will be promoting Jaddu, right? So who will you be demoting them? And in the semi-finals and finals, how can you make that many changes in the batting order?
Yeah,
In knockout games, it's
you
very
cannot.
difficult. While Shombit, I completely agree with you. I don't think that Shivam Dube was ever going to succeed, and there was no doubt that it was an extremely wrong call to get in Shivam Dube in place of Rinku Singh. Yes, it's not affecting us much because our other batters are clicking and we are winning games. Our bowlers have been in fantastic form. Had we lost today, it would have been completely Shivam Dube's fault.
Yeah.
I mean, in the middle over, when suddenly wickets are falling, what was that?
And you know what? The backlash from fans would have been immense if suppose we had lost today, and if suppose we go into the finals and lose the game. It's going to, huge questions are going to come up about Shivam Dube, why he was in the team, why, a few explanations were given to us from the management, is that of course that he's, an extra bowling option. But Shivam
Where
Dube
has he
did
bowled?
not bowl. He did
Yeah.
not bowl. He's not contributing with the bat. So what is he doing? That's the question. So
And he has
we
not been great in the field either, Garge.
and I've said this in the Australia match, since that match did not matter. So you could have actually brought someone else in. You could have brought Rinku Singh in. He would have given you those finishes.
Rinku
Those
Singh we
extra.
could have brought. Sanju Samson we could have brought. Sanju
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not in the squad at all.
yeah. But anyways, those 15-20 runs that were missing from Shivam Dube's bat,
Absolutely.
those matter so much. Those matter so much. And thank God that Rohit Sharma is saving us the way that he is. Otherwise, things would have been very, very different. But
Sarthak Singh Kohli become used to playing on flat track in IPL. Now Kohli has to give
no, no.
respect to condition, and also he needs to give some time on the field. Again, I have to go to that answer of mine. I partly agree with you, and I partly don't agree with you. The part that I agree with you is, look, he's Virat Kohli. He did. I mean, you have to understand something. When a person has become a legend, a cricketer becomes a legend. He has not become a legend just because of the numbers. It's how he has batted, how he has dominated in different conditions. So it's not like he has got used to playing in flat tracks and he cannot adjust to conditions. Come on, he's Virat Kohli. He can adjust to conditions. But what I do think, and I completely agree with you, he should give himself more time on the pitch. Once one match, had he given himself the time on the pitch, I think you would have seen a beast Kohli again, back to his best. I hope he does give himself time in the final and get a big score. Um, but also, honestly, it's fine. We are winning.
uh, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just calm down. But Trisha, I think we've spoken about this match a lot. Now it's time for India versus South Africa. How are you feeling about this match? Are there any nerves? I know we're not playing, but are there any nerves?
Yes, because this South Africa team actually looks
Unpredictable?
mentally more strong.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Because I've always believed, and I've always said this as a coach to my to whoever I would coach. I would always tell them that cricket is 70% here, 30% executing this on the ground. So if you look at all the matches that South Africa has won, they haven't won convincingly. They have got to those crunch moments. They have held on to the nerves in those crunch moments, and they have won the match. That is where the team seems dangerous, because a final match and a T20 match at that is extremely. Each player will be under pressure. And for South Africa, it's a long time. Like India keeps going to the finals and losing, right? But for South Africa, it's completely different. They're going to the finals after a long time. And hence, they will be under a lot of pressure. And that is when they can fall back, Gargi, and say, oh, you know what? This whole tournament has been about us capturing those crunch moments, us winning from those crunch moments. So we got this. That confidence is what is making me kind of nervous.
Yeah, and the fact that South Africa, because they've been losing for so long, they're coming in with a very different attitude. It's the desperation of wanting to win this that is dangerous. Dex, final few questions we'll take before we take your leave and go to bed finally. Gargi, Trisha, when Livingston was bowling these dot balls against Kumar Yadav and Hardik, England were not happy. There was dread on Butler's face that they can't win this match, isn't it?
Headmaster is here. Ask him straight up.
See, when you have students like this, you have to be ahead. Look at this. The two diligent students are working with full passion at 2 o'clock in the morning without even me giving them coffee. What more do you want if you are a teacher? Well done. This is what the whole heart says. Look at students like this, and you know you are leading a fantastic team. Better than Rohit Sharma. But
Wow.
somebody just told me on the Bangla show that the English have never been able to deal with Bapu. 100 years back also they were not able to deal with Bapu. Now also they are not able to deal with Bapu. That Bapu went and made them cry. This Bapu is also making them cry.
Absolutely. I think
I
those.
was telling Trisha, that one of the fan packages that Ishan had sent us, one of the Indian fans was screaming, "Simon, go back!"
Simon Dube, wonderful. Wait, that is why Bapu, some fellow has made this.
But Boria, you have to say that English batters played school level cricket today. I mean, honestly, it didn't even seem like a semi final. It seemed like they have come underprepared. What's your take on that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at the way they got out. I think two reverse sweeps will forever be remembered in the annals of English cricket. One is Mike Gatting in Kolkata in 1987. Both of you were not born. I think you can
But
go
I
to
know
YouTube
about
and
it.
check
I've read
that.
about
Yes,
it.
you can watch that. I mean, that will never be forgotten. I was there at the ground, first row of clubhouse. All of a sudden, he played that, and Australia won the trophy. Australian cricket turned around with Alan Border lifting that cup, and today Joss Butler. You've just hit Arshdeep Singh for three boundaries. What was going on in your mind? You have a mental edge over India. You have won the 2022 final or semi-final. All of a sudden, you play that reverse sweep. That's what it is all about. Rohit Sharma want to watch Bapu memes. Who is this? This must be Shopdevi. This must see.
No,
This
this
is
is
the
definitely
naughty
Rohan.
student.
I know English back and Rohan is there.
This is the naughty student. These two girls are my good students. Look at
Oh
this.
Oh
my
my God,
God!
Look at this. This is the naughty student doing all this. There are many kinds of students in rev sports. These two girls are my good girls. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, come on. I mean, these are extremely naughty characters, and you guys must take note of them. But the point that who's this now? Ishan from Guyana. Ah,
So one
lovely.
night stay is St. Lucia.
The point that I was trying to make, you know, the English batting was so limp. Johnny Bairstow incoming delivery all of a sudden has no clue as to what he's playing. Harry Brook, that run out that happened, in every sense, it was a disappointing, disastrous kind of batting performance. We shouldn't complain. How does it matter to us? We are in the final. But
yeah.
one point I want to make. Rohit Sharma led the team to the 2023 World Cup, World Test Championship final, led the team to the 2023 World Cup final, 2024 World Cup final. Come on, yaar. If you're a cricket god, the guy deserves it. Give it to him. I mean, enough. Enough of making him suffer. Whatever you have done, you have done. But the way he has played, the way he has led, he deserves this too.
Absolutely.
Ishan, I hope you got everything that you own, all your
I
belongings.
hope you have not left your phone back. Because then you will
Was
try
that?
How is
on
he
your
not
way to
talking?
Barbados.
Oh, yeah, come on.
No, no.
सुन नहीं पाया
But there's another live that's happening out here.
I think
I think
everyone's just a little bit lost it right now.
Yeah,
देखो लेकिन
this is
हमारा
how
तो चैनल जब अच्छा
I
होंगे
know
ना
a lot of people keep asking how much we are working, how are we working, why are we working. You want to see passion in a taxi. Ishan and Debashish are sitting and in two different lives. So
Right
we are
next to
quite,
each other.
yeah, they're right next
You
to each
can
other.
hear them.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's take some comments. Boria, the match was favored towards India by not providing chance to England to bat twice to chase 170 runs on a spin web pitch in Guyana, says Michael Vaughan. Okay. I'm thinking,
No,
why
no,
is
this
this
guy is
coming?
also this guy Gaurav. He's making a meme of Michael Vaughan. Go ahead, go ahead.
It's
Gargi will
sarcasm.
say the new chicken shop owner because from our experience, he was the king of memes. Murgir Khamar থেকে Mourinho. But this is another one. Yes, Michael Vaughan will say what now? I mean, this was a fair and square win. England won the toss. Light, the bright sunshine greeted them. Come on, Michael Vaughan. I mean, say something at least. Say something. Say
Yeah,
that maybe
we'll wait for the tweet.
it was too bright for England to bat. Say that.
Boria, the team has gone one step further than what you predicted.
Yes, yes,
Agreed.
yes. I had said semi-final. I did not expect this Indian team to make the final, and I will put my hand up in saying that. Having said that, I have also said I will be the most happy if India proves me wrong. one more match. Please don't jump the gun. We have seen too many scars. 2017 Champions Trophy, Mohammad Amir. 2019 semi-final. 2023 final, Travis said. You don't want an Aiden Makram or whoever to do that to you on Saturday. Let it happen on Saturday, then let us all party. And that party will continue for 48 hours. That is why I've given Ishan and Devashish 48 hours in Barbados Beach when they will not see each other's faces. Ishan said, I don't want to see Devashish's face. I want to go to a nightclub alone. And so does Devashish. So 48 hours of non-stop party.
Absolutely, but
And Trisha, whatever you do as head of production, don't call Gargi because Gargi will say enough of lights. Now go to hell. I want to party with you.
No, we shift to Olympics immediately. Gargi, I have already spoken to Gargi. We will shift to Olympics, and from 1st July, the Wimbledon starts. So we'll shift to that. And Formula One, she can tell you, of course. You know, there's a
Formula
lot
One
of
is all year round, boss.
yeah. I know.
Include
But
me also,
Ishan,
Trishadi, please. I would love to be
yeah,
included
sure.
in all of that as well.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Ishan, you know,
I just want to mention that I am on Twitter right now. I was just scrolling while you guys were talking, and one of those tweets is saying these days, if you start watching a match 5 minutes late, you'll also see Virat Kohli watching the match. That's
that's a little, well,
that's
To make
sad.
this point, I want to make this
Yeah,
point that there's so much talk on Virat Kohli that
yeah,
he's not performed. The man has performed for 1.5 decades for you.
yeah.
2011 World Cup that you went on to win. The first game he got 100. In the final, when Tendulkar and Sehwag got out, the guy got a 41 and resurrected that innings. Okay. 2016, he was the lone warrior who won you that match against Australia, who won you so many matches with that 18. Mohali is one of the greatest innings ever played. That is why you were there in the semi-final. 2017 Champions Trophy. 2019 also he played a strong hand along with Rohit Sharma. 2022 we all know what he did to Pakistan in Melbourne. He was India's best batter in that tournament. You still want to abuse this guy because he's failed in one tournament? I mean, come on. I mean, let us give him a bit of a break because Tendulkar also failed. So Donald Bradman failed in 1932. Vivian Richards failed in the 1987 World Cup as well. The greatest of greats fail. That's why it's sport. Virat Kohli is not a robot. But having said that, the presence of Virat Kohli in the dressing room still gives Rohit Sharma confidence and Rahul Dravid confidence because he is Virat Kohli. That's why you play a Leo Messi. He's not been in form in Copa. That's why you play a Cristiano Ronaldo. He's not in the best of form in Euros. But these are guys who have achieved immortality. And that is what Virat has achieved. So please, I mean, this is the least we can do. Bleed blue, back Virat, back Rohit, back the team. Yes, Rohit has had a stellar World Cup. Celebrate your captain. But that doesn't mean that you will denigrate Virat. This is not the way to do it.
absolutely.
He's a legend. Man's a legend.
Boria,
Well,
the remarkable performance by Rohit Sharma after 2022 debacle. What debacle? Then Rohit Hardik saga in IPL. No
uh,
runs behind Rohit in IPL. Many questions on him, but he delivered at the biggest stage. Boria, the first tell me what is this debacle he's talking about? 2022, what happened to him?
Basically,
well,
what he's saying is that 2022, when we went to Australia, we went with the mindset of playing fearless cricket. Sadly, we did not do that. We played limp cricket in the semi-final and we were taken out by England, Joss Butler and Alex Hales. So it was all talk. It was not action. It changed in 23. It changed in 23 when Rohit Sharma, even in the 50-over game, did what he talked about in 22 and played fearless. He played like, those cameos and selfless cameos, and we all know the impact that he had. And then obviously Virat Kohli followed, and Shreyas Iyer followed, and all of those guys followed, and 10 wins on the trot. Here also, he has made a statement from that Bangladesh game. All of a sudden, he changed gears and he got that 11 ball 20. Then he got that Australia innings. Then he got this innings today, even after Virat was out. So that's the template he's talking about. That Rohit Sharma has actually walked the talk, actually done what he had professed he will do, and changed the whole discourse, changed the whole way India approaches the game. But I just want it to happen for one more game. Because when I see a bowling lineup of Rabada, Nokia, Marco Janssen, again a left armer, along with a Keshav Maharaj and a Tabrez Shamsi, I just don't want 2023 repeated when we will again go back and start to criticize. So let's just give it one more game and then say whatever we want to. Till then, fingers crossed. The team has played very well. Both teams are unbeaten, Trisha. Both teams, Trisha, Gargi, Ishan, are unbeaten. So it's not as if we are and South Africa are not. So the two best teams have made the final.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And before we, close this show, there's a question I want to ask. We've spoken about almost everyone except I think one person, and his cameo was incredibly important tonight, and that person is Hardik Pandya. Batting at a great strike rate, those shots, those cross-batted shots from him, vintage Hardik Pandya. I think it reminded us from the old days, the Hardik classic Hardik Pandya finishes that we used to get. But that was incredible from Hardik. Ishan, what do you think of that cameo?
Yeah, sometimes Gagi, I think all you need is a cameo. To be honest, just those few runs which will help in giving your team that extra boost, and that's what Hardik did. Fantastic, good power hitting, good presence of mind, which helped in giving India that boost when it really needed it. And to be honest, it's really good to see. Not too long ago at Wankhede, he was being booed, he was being criticized. A lot of fans outside as well were not too happy with him being the captain. He was going through a hard time, so he's getting some runs now. He's contributing for his team, which is great. But I just hope that even fans realize that this is what happens. You criticize your players when they're playing for a franchise, and suddenly at the stands when I'm sitting, everyone's dancing and celebrating, and it shouldn't be like that. You should be either you be neutral or you support your player when he's going through like a really hard time. So I'm glad that he's performing. I'm glad that he gave India that extra boost that was needed today, and he's looking really good. I think the finals. I think he's going to be like one of those players who'll have a big impact.
Absolutely, and let's take some comments. Final few comments. Himadri Chakraborty is saying, apart from the indifferent cameos, do you think Pant is a slightly exaggerated pick in T20s, notwithstanding his test brilliance? Trisha, you're
No, I
grimacing.
don't think he's an exaggerated pick. I think that guy is an absolute match winner. And yes, match winners probably doesn't strike every day, but don't forget in the World Cup in the US, he has bailed India out and played some outstanding knocks. You know, in T20 cricket, honestly, Gargi, I don't think everybody should like micro assess every single inning,
Analyze.
micro analyze every single
We're
inning.
forgetting words now.
I know. You can't do that because
Micromanage.
no, micromanage every single innings. No, micro analyze
अरे
every
ईशान
single.
फेरो दशेगा.
Yeah, I'm saying don't micro analyze every single innings because it's T20 cricket. People will go to hit the ball for a six, they'll get out. Don't take it that seriously. See if the guy is out of form. The guy is not out of form. He's just trying to hit some shots and and he's getting out. So it's just fine. He'll be back, and
He'll
he'll
be
be scoring,
okay.
and all of them will be scoring in the final.
Yeah. Look what Songbit is saying. I don't think Debashis will be doing any of this. No, no, no.
Don't visualize such scenes.
No.
I know he's able to visualize and he's a great cinematographer. But sadly, Devashish is not the character who will be able to play this. I will still bet on Ishan to try a little bit of this, but not Devashish.
I know. Will you carry liability like Dube again in final? This is for Ishan and Boria both. If team management doesn't have confidence to let him bat up the order.
But let's
This is a
close on this
really
note. Ishan, do you see Shivam Dube in the final?
I mean, this is one of those questions where you really have to think and now, figure out what you want to do. I think Shivam Dube should have been dropped in that game against Bangladesh. Sanju Samson should have been given an opportunity to at least see what Sanju Samson is all about. Now, all of a sudden, we've reached the finals and we've reached the stage of deciding should we go ahead with Dube or not. To be honest, he's not looking convincing. And I know that everyone wants to suggest stick with the same team. It's a winning combination. But one player has not delivered for you, which is Shivam Dube. The rest of them are still managing to somehow give out their performances, whether it's Aksar, whether it's Rohit Sharma, whether it's Hardik Pandya, Bumrah, Arshdeep. Shivam Dube hasn't contributed at all. It might be a bold call, but it might be a very bold call to drop him. But I think, that's the way I see it going. But I'm not sure how many people will agree with this because obviously you reach the final, you can't expect someone else to come in a big final and perform. But it's a gamble. It's a big gamble.
Boria, what do you think?
You and I were chatting, right? You and I were chatting on messages, and I thought that team management messed him up today. They should have sent him when Liam Livingston was bowling, when Adil Rashid was bowling. Why should the team management send Hardik Pandya there and hold him back and send him when Archer and Chris Jordan was bowling? You clearly messed him up. I mean, you have taken him in the team. He's not making the selection. So I thought the team management also needed to send him out at a time when he would have been more comfortable. Think of the Bangladesh game, Nazmul Shanto allowed him against Shakib. That's when he got runs. Australia, Adam Zampa. That's when he got runs. Today, Liam Livingston and Rashid were bowling. You should have sent him there 13th over, 14th over, whatever it was. You sent Hardik in, and then when the faster bowlers came, you sent him 18th, 19th when he got a golden duck. So, it is also a little strange that how you used him. But having said that, now that he's got a golden duck, he's not bowling. His confidence is at its lowest. Will you continue to persist with him for the final? It's a $1 million question which Rohit and look, Trisha, if India lost this, by now Rohit and Rahul Dravid would be castigated for this Shivam Dube call. Trust me. Now everything has been forgotten and Rohit is being the best captain and all that. Great captaincy call and Rahul Dravid, let's do it for Dravid. But if Shivam Dube continues to play the final and India loses the final to South Africa, Gandhi, something will happen because the whole country will start talking about this one call.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've lost Trisha there because of some network issues. Sorry,
Close the
sorry,
show.
what?
I'm saying you also need to go to bed and Isham needs to fly, so you need to close the show.
Yes, 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 absolutely. So we'll take your leave. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in the middle of the night. We appreciate the support. And stay tuned to Ref Sports. We'll be back tomorrow as well. Ishan needs to take a flight. We all need to go to bed. So good night. Have a good sleep, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank